Hello everyone, in this video I'm gonna go over unit of concentration of solution known as normality. And the normality of a solution is the number of gram equivalents of the solute dissolved per liter of the solution. And mathematically it can be written as number of gram equivalent of solute divided by volume of solution in liters. And if the volume of solution is given in milliliter, it can be written as number of gram equivalent of solute divided by volume of solution in milliliter, and in this case we're going to multiply it by 1000. And the unit of normality are going to be gram equivalent per liter. And here in the numerator we have gram equivalent of a solute. And gram equivalent of a solute is basically equal to, let me write that down, gram equivalent of solute is equal to mass of solute divided by equivalent mass. So if they gave you mass of a solute and equivalent mass, you can calculate gram equivalent of a solute, which is this numerator of the formula. And we're going to divide it by volume of solution in liters. Like molarity, the normality of a solution also changes with temperature because volume depends on temperature, it's directly proportional to temperature. So that means if temperature changes, that will change normality. So normality is also temperature dependent as molarity. Okay, now we're gonna go over this one example over here. So we have an example. A sample of sulfuric acid is 15% H2SO4 by weight, and we're going to calculate the normality of the solution, and they also gave us the density here. So again, the formula for normality is the number of gram equivalent of solute divided by volume of the solution in liters, and also equal to number of gram equivalent of solute, and if the volume is in milliliter, divided by milliliter, and in this case we're going to multiply it by 1000. So first thing here, we need to calculate the gram equivalent of solute and the volume of the solution. So we need these two items over here to solve this numerical. And gram equivalent of solute we know is equal to mass of solute divided by equivalent mass. Let's calculate this numerator part first. So gram equivalent of solute. So it is equal to mass of solute divided by equivalent mass. So they gave us 15% H2SO4 by weight. That means weight of H2SO4 per 100 gram of solution. So in this case we got weight of H2SO4 per 100 gram of solution, and it is going to be equal to 15 gram because it's 15%. So this is basically our mass of the solute. Now we're going to calculate equivalent mass. And there is a formula for equivalent mass. Equivalent mass is equal to molar mass divided by n factor of acid. So first of all, what is the molar mass of H2SO4? So we got H2SO4. Let's calculate the molar mass. We got 2 hydrogens, so 1 plus 32 sulfur and 4 oxygen, so 4 times 16. So this gives me 34, 64 equal to 98. So molar mass is 98. And n factor of an acid is the number of hydrogen ions released by the acid, and in H2SO4 it is equal to 2, so equivalent mass is equal to 49. So gram equivalent of solute is equal to, here, mass of solute, which is 15, and divided by equivalent mass, which we just calculated, is 49. So gram equivalent in our case is 15 over 49. So we got the numerator. Now calculate the denominator. Denominator is volume of the solution. We know volume is equal to mass over density. So we are talking about H2SO4 per 100 grams. So in our case, the mass of the solution is 100 gram. And we're going to divide it by the density, and they gave us density 1.10 gram per liter. So 1.10 gram per liter, and this gives me volume equal to, when we solve it, 90.9 milliliter. Sorry, gram per milliliter. That's the unit. So volume is in milliliters, so we're going to use this formula. We need to multiply it by 1000. So now normality of the solution in this problem is going to be equal to number of gram equivalent of solute, which is 15 over 49, divided by the volume of the solution in milliliter, which is 90.9, and we're going to multiply it by 1000. And when we solve it, it gives me 3.36 N. That's the unit of normality, can be denoted by N. So that's how we can solve the normality. So you need to take care of these things. If they gave us the mass of the solute, so this is the formula we can use to convert it into gram equivalent of the solute. And you need to know how to calculate equivalent mass, and equivalent mass is molar mass divided by n factor of acid. So this is the example how we can solve the normality. Alright, thank you guys for watching the video, and please do share and subscribe.